Why are abiotic factor relationships so confusing? Imagine trying to follow a dance where the partners change steps constantly and influence each other in unexpected ways. That's what studying abiotic factors feels like in ecology. These non-living parts of an ecosystem, like temperature, water, sunlight, soil, and minerals, don't just stand still. They interact in complicated ways that can be hard to predict. One reason these relationships seem confusing is because abiotic factors don't act alone. For example, soil quality affects how much water it can hold and how many nutrients are available. These, in turn, influence plant growth and the tiny microbes living in the soil. If the temperature changes, it can alter how quickly chemical reactions happen in the soil or how much moisture is retained. So, a small change in one factor can ripple through many others, making the whole system tricky to understand. Another reason is that abiotic factors change a lot across different places and times. Sunlight might be intense in the desert but gentle in a forest. Temperature can swing from very hot during the day to cold at night. These changes happen daily, seasonally, or as you move from one location to another. Because of this, the same factor can have very different effects depending on when and where you look. Plus, abiotic factors and living things influence each other constantly. Plants depend on soil nutrients and water, but they also change those conditions by dropping leaves or using nutrients. Microorganisms break down organic matter, changing the chemistry of the soil. These feedback loops make it hard to tell what's causing what. It's like trying to untangle a web that's always shifting. Abiotic factors also affect organisms at different stages of their lives and through many ways. For example, temperature limits where a species can survive. Water availability influences how many individuals can live in an area. These factors shape how species compete, grow, and interact. Because they impact so many parts of an ecosystem, understanding these relationships can feel overwhelming. From an ecological point of view, predicting how ecosystems respond to changes involves looking at many abiotic factors together. For example, if climate change raises temperatures and reduces rainfall, it can affect soil, water, and plant life all at once. That's why scientists need to study how these factors work together, not just in isolation. In the end, the relationships between abiotic factors seem confusing because they are dynamic, interconnected, and constantly changing. Each element influences others in ways that are not always obvious or direct. To really understand ecosystems, we have to look at the big picture, how all these non-living parts and living organisms work together over time and space. That's what makes ecology both challenging and fascinating.